Hey, what's going on guys, Xrathis here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're checking out the Warlock talents for Dragonflight. I'm really excited to be bringing you this video. It's a little bit late, but it's all good regardless. What I'm going to do for today's video, right, is I'm going to break it down. So I'm going to cover the general Warlock talents first, that is available for all three specs. Then I'm going to cover Affliction. Then I'm going to cover Destro and then leave Demo for last. I'll leave the timestamps in the description down below for you to obviously go and check out if you want to skip to a certain spec or something like that. This is going to be strictly for PvP. The builds you see on screen that I've done and everything are not set in stone. This isn't what I'm going to go in Dragonflight. It might be, but it's not set in stone. I might switch things up and everything. This video is just me breaking down, or just looking at the talents and everything. I've looked, like, did a overview of them and everything in my spare time, and I just want to go through them with you guys and all that. So also, before we jump straight into it, I just want to say I'm on a goal to hit 5k subs by the end of the year, so if you could smash that subscribe button, it will help me out so much. But we're going to jump into the general Warlock talents first. So you start up here. So the reason why I've selected these ones is because it's quite a good build that I'm thinking of potentially going, and also it just makes it easier because not like everything isn't grayed out then, and if everything's grayed out it might be a little bit harder to follow, right? So I've done this, hopefully everything looks good. But at the top here you have Foul Domination. We already have this as Warlocks, right? You're able to get your summon pet spell off like nearly instantly. It's like reduced by a lot, which is good. 3-minute cooldown, so that's obviously good. If your pet dies in PvP or something, right, you can then get your next pet up like very fast, which is good. We have Curse of Enfeeblement. You get access to Curse of Tongues and Curse of Exhaustion. You get this baseline, I'm pretty sure, because I think there's a bug right now. If you open up Wowhead and everything, you go on like the talent trees for Warlocks for Dragonflight, and I think it's bugged. So I counted up all my points here in this general Warlock tree, and it actually adds up to 30, I'm pretty sure. So you get 1, and this one you get for free, I'm pretty sure. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You actually get 30 points, but it says 31 up here, and I copied the exact same talents for Destro here, and it says I have 30. You see that? But I have 1 point left over for some reason, so I think it's bugged. I have 1 less point I can put into Affliction for some reason, and I have, you know, the right amount of points for Destro and Demo, so I have no idea why it's showcasing that. So we might get 1 extra point, and this may be bugged, or I'm not calculating it properly, but I'm pretty sure I've spent 30 points, and for some reason it's telling me I spent 31. So no idea what's going on, but you know, if I do have an extra point, I'll probably put it in something like Soul Conduit if I can. So we'll go for it though. So we have so I'll cover those two. We have Demon Skin. Your Soul Lord's Leech Absorption now passively recharges at a rate of 0.5% of maximum health every 1 second, and may now absorb up to 15% of your maximum health. This is obviously really good. I want that. I want to survive a little bit longer and stuff, so I need a Demon Skin in PvP. You have Foul Armor. When Soul Leech absorbs damage, 10% of damage taken is absorbed and spread out over out until cancelled. Reduces damage taken by 3%. Again, this is just going to help out a lot for survivability and everything like that. Up here, you have Burning Rush. You know, I see this more as a PvE talent because it does too much damage to you. You get a lot of movement speed, but it just deals too much damage to you. You do have access to Imp Step, though. Reduces the damage dealt by Burning Rush by 25%, and it gives you an additional 5% movement speed. So you get more movement speed from it, but it's just not worth going that, in my opinion, for PvP. You have Quick Fiends for the Foul Domination tree over here, and reduce the cooldown of Foul Domination by 30 seconds. That is really good, but I personally wouldn't go it. I think you can put 2 in each of the ones here, so it could definitely add up, but the route I want to take is kind of like the one I'm showing you here. So if we move on, we have Spell Lock. It seems like they've put your interrupts in the talents now, so you have it there now, I guess. So you'll choose to not play with it, but I think, you know, everyone would play that in PvP. It just makes sense. Cured Vitality here. Drain life heals for 30% of the amount drained over 10 seconds. I think it's good. Just allows you to be a little bit more tanky. You're going to get more healing from your drain life and everything. So that's why I have it. Most of these talents you're going to see are basically like conduits or legendary powers. So you will kind of see what we're talking about later. Here is cool. You have the choice of Mortal Coil or Howl of Terror. So in some situations, you might want to swap these out. Maybe if you do RBGs, you might want Howl of Terror, right? If you want to do like Arena and stuff, maybe you want Mortal Coil. It all depends what you're facing and that. So it's really cool that you can just swap between that. So you might want like some presets and everything. So I will swap between the two probably. You have Amplified Curse, which is a PvP talent in Shadowlands currently. So it's just really, really good. So your next Curse of Exhaustion, Tongues, or Weakness is amplified. Curse of Exhaustion reduces the target's movement speed by additional 20%. Curse of Tongues increases casting time by an additional 40%. And Curse of Weakness, enemy is unable to critically strike. So it's the exact same as it is in Shadowlands. We have Demonic Embrace. Your stamina is increased by 10%. That is really good in my opinion. Again, because we don't have Demon Armor and everything like that, I don't think it's coming back in Dragonflight. Demonic Embrace is just good. Increases your stamina. You're going to be more tanky, right? You have Demonic Inspiration. Filling a soul shard increases the haste of your primary pet by 5% for 8 seconds. That is quite cool, right? Because it gives your pet a load of haste. So it should, in theory, attack more and everything like that, which is good. Makes your pet a little bit stronger. But as Affliction and stuff, you know, maybe as demo you might want this. But I don't know. I'm going to play Sack with Affliction, so it just doesn't really make sense to have that. You got Demonic Circle, which is now a talent, so it's really good. Obviously, you want your TP, that's why I play it. You have Wrathful Minion. Filling a soul shard increases the damage done by your primary pet by 5% for 8 seconds. Again, no point me playing that if I play Sack. Demonic Fortitude increases you and your pet's maximum health by 6%. You could play this if you want to be a little bit more tanky. Maybe you're dying, like if you're going to like melee or something and you're dying a lot, you could play Demonic Fortitude. You can obviously put a point down there. We have Banish. Banish is actually now a talent, which is very interesting. So I don't know if there's going to be many people who want to play it. Maybe if you go into like Frost Mages and stuff, or Warlocks and stuff, you could, in theory, drop a point and play it. I don't know what point you would drop. Again, I don't know if my points are bugged. So you could put another, like a point in Banish, which could be ideal. And then if we work down one, you have Greater Banish, increases the duration of Banish by 30 seconds, and it now affects undead. So might be some situations where you could use Greater Banish, but you probably wouldn't. You'd probably just stick with the standard Banish. You have Nightmare. When fear ends, the target is slowed by 15% for 4 seconds. I didn't even know. I didn't even see that, if I'm completely honest. But the only way to get to there is if you play Demonic Fortitude and work your way down, or Wrathful Minion or Banish. So there is a world where you could get that, but you would have to drop quite a few abilities, like some talents if you do that. So I don't know if you want to be getting Nightmare, but it could be good if you go into like melee and stuff and you play Howl. So that's an option. And we have Demonic Gateway. Again, really good mobility-wise. It's just going to help you out a lot in PvP. That's why I picked it. We have Lifeblood. When you use a Healthstone, gain 7% leech for 20 seconds. Not really a big fan of this, if I'm completely honest. So, not going to play that. Sweet Souls. Your Healthstone heals you for an additional 10%, which is big, of your maximum health, obviously. Any party of raid member using a Healthstone also heals you for that amount. So you're going to get healed a lot if you play this in like BGs and stuff, right? And obviously if you get out of combat, your Healthstone like CD resets, as in like that's when it begins to reduce its cooldown and stuff. So it'll come back up and you're just going to get passive healing basically every time you're in like a battleground when your team uses it and stuff. It'd be really cool to experiment with this, so I'm excited to try it out. You have Desperate Power. Drain life heals for 30% more while below 50% health. So this is just good for survivability. You could probably drop it, but I've picked it because it obviously allows me to go to Dark Pact. But I guess Sweet Souls allows me to go down there too, I'm pretty sure. So it's all good. But I like it just for the survivability. But I could see a situation where you might want to drop it and then play something like Banish or something like that up here, you know. Or you could play Nightmare you know, you could work your way down. So we have Foul Mouth, reduces the cooldown on Amplify Curse by 10 seconds. Don't really want that if I'm completely honest. Dark Pact, sacrifice 20% of your current health to shield you for 250% of the sacrificed health, plus an additional, you know, whatever for 20 seconds. Now usable while suffering from CC effects, so it's the same as Shadowlands, right? 1 minute cooldown, instant cast. You can use it while CC'd and everything. Just helps you with survivability, which is obviously very, very ideal. We have Demonic Durability, or you have Strength of Will, so you get to choose here. Demonic Durability, what this does is reduces the cooldown of Unending Resolve by 45 seconds. That is huge. If you play Strength of Will, Unending Resolve reduces damage taken by an additional 15%. So if you get bursted, like if you're getting bursted a lot in PvP, maybe you're doing like 1v1s, you're doing 2v2s, you want to be a little bit more tanky and stuff, you can play Strength of Will. But if you've got like a healer or something, maybe you'll go with Demonic Durability for the shorter cooldown reduction. Both could work here. I can see both being very, very strong. It all depends. Do you want a shorter cooldown of your Unending Resolve and you think you can survive until it comes back up? Or do you want to just, you know, have that chance where you just don't die in like a stun and you play Strength of Will, and that's obviously going to help you. So it's up to you there. You have Shadow Fury, and 1 minute cooldown, 1.5 second cast, no instant Shadow Fury unfortunately. Stuns all enemies within 8 yards for 3 seconds, so that's really good. Obviously I'd pick this because it's just an additional stun that I could have. We have bada bing, bada boom, we have Shadow Flame back, which is very, very ideal. 15-second cooldown, slows enemies in a 12-yard cone in front of you by 70% for 6 seconds. Going to be great into melee. And melee comes towards you, you can Shadow Flame them. They're going to be slowed. It's going to be awesome, really. You can slow them, you can put away. It's going to make it harder for them to get to you and stuff. Really, really good. I love Shadow Flame. You can also play Dark Fury here. Reduces the cooldown of Shadow Fury by 15 seconds and increases its radius by 2 yards. You could use this in like RBGs or something, but I see that more as like a PvE talent, but I can see it working in obviously PvP. But Shadow Flame is just so good. Maybe if you go into like casters, you'd play Dark Fury instead of Shadow Flame, but man, Shadow Flame is so nice that it's back. We have Grimmer of Synergy. Damage done by you or your demon has a chance to grant the other one 10% increased damage for 15 seconds. I hope this works with Sacrifice, because I'm going to be getting a big, big damage increase. I really hope it works like that. If it doesn't, then I'll obviously have to put the 2 points somewhere else, maybe in Claw of Endereath here. But I just think it's a nice talent to obviously pick. You can get a load more damage and everything, which is ideal. You have Claw of Endereath here, and which, you know, as you can tell, there's a theme, right? Claw of Endereath is a legendary. We have Synergy, which is a legendary. Like, you're basically choosing the between, you know, conduits and legendaries and everything like that, and PvP talents and other talents. Like, it's all mashed up here, which is quite cool. But it's weird that you have to choose them now. But I think it's a cool concept. Better than the talents we have now, in my opinion. So you have Claw of Endereath. Drain life now channels 30% faster and restores health 30% faster. I really, really want this. But hey, what can you do, right? If I have more points, I will go down there. Maybe I'll drop like Inquisitor's Gaze and Decimating Bolt and go up there. But I'll have to experiment when Dragonflight comes out. But this will obviously be very nice to have. But it's all good. Do we have... Yeah, we have a Neville Demise as well. So those two would pair really nicely together. I definitely want to take this. But it's just a case of, you know, what do I drop? Maybe I'll drop Dimensional Rift. But we'll cover that very, very soon. We have Frequent Donor. You actually get a choice here between two. So Frequent Donor reduces the cooldown of Dark Pact by 15 seconds. So instead of it being a minute cooldown, it actually is a 45-second cooldown. Quick math. Or you have a choice of Ichor of Devils. Dark Pact sacrifices only 5% of your current health for the same shield value. So if you don't want to lose more HP, like quite a lot of HP, when you pop Dark Pact, then you can actually play Ichor of Devils and get the same shield, but for less percentage of your HP, which is really good. It's really, really nice because Dark Pact sacrifices 20% of your current health, but Ichor of Devils only sacrifices 5%. So that's good, but I like the cooldown reduction here in my personal opinion, but both could work. You have Teachings of the Black Harvest. Your primary pets gain a bonus effect. Imp. Successful Singe Magic cast grants the target 4% damage reduction for 5 seconds. Void Walker reduces the cooldown of Shadow Bulwark by 30 seconds. Fell Hunter reduces the cooldown of Devour Magic by 5 seconds. Syad, which is your succubus, reduces the cooldown of Seduction by 10 seconds and causes the target to walk faster towards the demon. And then Falguard reduces the cooldown of Pursuit by 5 seconds and increases its maximum range even by 5 yards. I don't know. I guess this is more PvE type, like a type talent, but at the same time, maybe you could try something with this. I just think there's better talents to use. We have Soul Link. 20% of all damage you take is taken by your demon pet instead. Soul Leech also heals you for 25% and your pet for 50% of the absorption it grants. Really, really good. It's just really good for survivability and everything, so that's why I chose it. We have Soul Burn. Now this is pretty interesting. Consumes a soul shard, so it costs 1 soul shard, unlocking the hidden power of your spells. So if you use this before you demonic teleport, increases your movement speed by 50% and makes you immune to snares and roots for 8 seconds. Huge if you want to get away. Absolutely awesome. If you use it before you demonic gateway, then your gateway is actually an instant cast. Again, really, really cool. This talent is such a cool idea, man. If you use it before you drain life, you gain an absorption shield equal to the amount of healing done for 30 seconds. That could be really good, especially if you pair it with Core of Endereth. If you use this before you health funnel, restores 140% more health and reduces damage taken by your pet by 30% for 10 seconds, which is big, especially for demo and stuff like that. And if you use it for your health stone, increases the healing of your health stone by 30% and increases your maximum health by 20% for 12 seconds, which is good. If you use this and you're dying, right? Use this health stone. You play the talent. Where is it? This one, you're going to get more health stone and everything like that, and your maximum health is going to increase. You then pop your Dark Pact and everything. You're going to get a big absorption shield. So this is very unique, and I really, really am looking forward to playing this. And we have, what else do we have? We have Pact of the Eridar. Affliction, Malfric Rapture increases the damage of Agony by 10% for 6 seconds, which is cool. You have Destruction. Chaos Bolt increases the damage of Immolate by 10% for 6 seconds. And then Demonology. What is the Demonology one? Oh, it actually doesn't say. Huh. Okay. Fair enough. So I picked that so I could get to Dimensional Rift. That's literally the only reason why I went down that route. We have Inquisitor's Gaze. No idea what this is, if I'm completely honest. Summon Inquisitor's Eye that attacks your enemies for an hour. 10-second cooldown. No idea what this is, but I chose it to get towards Decimating Bolt, but we'll recover that later. So maybe you don't want this. Maybe you don't even want Decimating Bolt, but we will talk about that soon. Pact of the Annihilan. I don't know how you say that. Affliction, Seed of Corruption deals 5% additional damage to targets affected by corruption. Destruction, Rain of Fire deals 5% additional damage to enemies affected by Immolate and Demonology. Well, you're going to have to wait and see, I guess. I just think this is more PvE, so no point. Soul Conduit, really good. I really want to put points into that. I would have put an extra point into it if I had one or something. I just don't know if it's bugged or not, like I said. So Soul Conduit, every Soul Shard you spend has a 7% chance to be refunded. This would just be really good for Soul Shard regen and everything, so it'd just be really nice for burst and everything. So I wish I had a point in this. And we have Pact of the Imp Mother. Each time your primary pet or Grimoire of Sacrifice deals damage, the damage is increased by 1% up to 5%. After reaching 5 stacks, this bonus resets. So, I don't know. Again, I don't think there's any point playing this, if I'm completely honest. I mean, it's increased damage and stuff, but it just keeps resetting. Maybe you can get a load of stacks off in like RBGs and stuff since there's more targets. But, I don't know. I just don't think you want to go there, because obviously you have to pick up Teachings of the Black Harvest if you want to go down that route, and there's so many other important talents. You have Summon Jailer, which is very interesting. Summons a Jailer that consumes all tormented souls you've collected, blasting nearby enemies for 100% of spell power chaos damage every 1 second for each tormented soul consumed. You collect tormented souls for each target you kill, and occasionally escape souls you previously collected. This is more of a PvE build, like with Summon Jailer, in my opinion. Unless you kill like pets, or like, Demonology Warlock pets, if you kill those. Like like if the enemy is a Demonology Warlock, or if you kill like Hunter's Pets, but no, I just don't see that working if I'm completely honest. And then you have the last ones, Dimensional Rift, man. This is back. 45-second recharge, 3 charges. This was huge back in Legion for like Destro locks, right? Because they got this from their artifact, if I'm pretty sure. Rips a hole in time and space, opening a portal that damages your target. Generates 3 soul shard fragments. This is big because it has an absurd amount of burst. It is kind of RNG because it gives you different portals, I'm pretty sure. So some of them are like really fast, like attacking, and like deal like quite a bit of damage. And then you have like another one which is like basically firing like chaos bolts out of there, I'm pretty sure, that chunk the enemy down. They're just, and there might be a slow moving one. I can't remember what the actual rifts are, but it's really unique and it could definitely help you out with burst. Only problem is, right, 45-second recharge, and there's 3 charges. So it's a long time to wait for this, but I think it's just awesome, man. Then you have Decimate and Bolt, which is again what we have now in Shadowlands. So for Demonology, it's the same. So it's 45-second cooldown. And if you use Decimate and Bolt, right, it empowers your next 3 Demon Bolts by 40%. Ah, it's not 100 anymore. Ah, so it's 40% now. Okay, wow, I didn't realize that. Obviously, Decimate and Bolt does more damage if the target's low HP. Destruction increases your next 3 Incinerates by 40%. And then Affliction increases your next 3 Shadow Bolts by 40%. Or, obviously, Drain Soul if you use that. But that's the general Warlock talents. It's actually pretty cool. This is kind of like the build I'm hoping to go. And if I do have an extra point, maybe I'll put it in like Banish or Soul Conduit. But overall, pretty good. We're going to go into the Affliction Warlock talent tree now. And then I'll cover, you know, Destruction and Demonology. I was going to do a separate video on them, but I just thought it'd be easier just to put timestamps in the description and just do one video, really. So at the top, you have to pick Malfic Rapture here to start the talent tree off and everything. So we all know what Malfic Rapture is, you know, pretty significant ability for Affliction Warlocks in Shadowlands right now and everything. So, you know, we have it back in Dragonflight. We have Unstable Affliction, which again is one of our big spells and everything. So it's coming back in Dragonflight, so I've picked that. On the other side, you have Seed of Corruption. You don't really use it too much in PvP, really. You can use it in like BGs, RBGs and stuff if people are stacked together, but realistically, you know, you wouldn't use it much because it costs a soul shard and everything. So hey ho, I didn't go down that route if I'm completely honest. It's annoying because this logo looks like the healing back in like Mop and stuff, the Dark Regen, I'm pretty sure it's called, and it's not that. But we do have a very, very exciting spell over here to talk about, but I'm leaving that till you know, when we get there, because I'm so excited. I literally jumped out my chair when I scrolled over that first time looking at it, so it's actually really cool. So down here we have Xavian Teachings. 40-yard range, Corruption is instant cast and instantly deals 13.8% of spell power. Really, really good. It just makes your Corruption instant instead of you having to cast it. Pretty significant for an Affliction Warlock, so that's why I chose it. And it deals damage instantly, so it's pretty good too. You have Sow the Seeds. Seed of Corruption now embeds demon seeds into 2 additional nearby targets. We have this now in Shadowlands as a talent, so that's kind of like a PvE. Like this side is kind of like PvE based in a sense. We have Nightfall. Corruption damage has a chance to cause your next Shadow Bolt or Drain Soul to deal 25% increased damage. Shadow Bolt is instant cast when affected. This is really cool. We have the talent now already. My build that I'm going is kind of like a big Shadow Bolt build. Just because it's like quite fun, and obviously we have Decimate and Bolt too, so it kind of works hand in hand, so that's why I picked it. And I obviously didn't want to go like Sow the Seeds, so we went down this route. We have Ineffable Demise. Again, we have this now. Damage an enemy with Agony increases the damage of your next drain life by 15%. This oh god, I can't speak right now. This effect stacks up to 50 times. You could put 2 points in there. Really, really nice. Again, would work nicely with Claw of Endereth, but we're not playing that, obviously, at the moment. We got Pandemic Invocation. Refreshing Corruption, Agony, or Siphon Life with less than 5 seconds remaining will deal 964 shadow damage and has a 6.66% chance to grant you a Soul Shard. I refresh my dots quite a bit, so I need to wait before refreshing them. Because it's less than 5 seconds, so when your dots are about to expire, then you use this. So I need to like not do that, right? But it's really good for like arena and stuff, so you can manage your dots a little bit more effectively. In RBGs, it might be harder to get this off and stuff, but I kind of like going down that route in a sense. We have Wrath and Agony. Have this now. Agony damage starts at 4 stacks instead of 1, and may now ramp up to 18 stacks instead of 15, I'm pretty sure. You can put 2 points in there again. Really nice. And then we have Agonizing Corruption. Seed of Corruption Explosion increases the stack count of Agony by 1 on all targets hit. So, I mean, that could work with Wrath and Agony for PvE maybe, but who knows. We have Drain Soul. I kind of didn't go with it because we have like Nightfall and stuff, which causes my Shadow Bolt to be instant. So I thought, you know, since Decimated Bolt empowers my next 3 Shadow Bolts, I just thought it'd be better to play Nightfall, Decimated Bolt, and not Drain Soul, because it's just, I don't know. I'd rather not be kicked while I'm casting Drain Soul, if I'm completely honest. Yes, you can definitely play Drain Soul. It could work. But I don't know. I think Shadow Bolt might be the play, but you can play Drain Soul. I understand why people would, but I don't know. I just feel like Nightfall and Decimating Bolt work really, really well. Obviously, because if you play Decimating Bolt, it only empowers your next Drain Soul cast. But if you play Decimating Bolt with Nightfall and stuff, it empowers your next 3 Shadow Bolts. So I kind of feel like you get more value, but who knows, man. You have a choice here. Absolute Corruption. Corruption is now permanent and deals 15% increased damage. Duration reduced to 24 seconds against players. We actually have this as a talent. Oh, no. Oh, what have I done? 1 second. Hold up. Alright, we're back. So I accidentally right-clicked by mistake. Or you have a choice of Siphon Life, which we have now. Siphon the target's life essence, dealing 25% of shadow damage over 15 seconds and healing you for 30% of the damage done. This is good if you want the healing, go Siphon Life. If you want the big damage output, then you can go Absolute Corruption. But obviously both work extremely well in my opinion, because they're both obviously dots, right? Well, obviously Corruption's a dot and stuff, but I mean, you know, you can empower your Corruption, or you can have an extra dot on the target, and that obviously gives you healing and everything like that. So it's up to you, and it's obviously affected by Dark Glare, as I recall. So I might go Siphon Life. I'm not really sure, but Absolute Corruption is obviously really, really nice too. Especially if you play like Kasabian Teachings, which I think everybody will play. So up to you here. Both are really, really good options. It's, you know, your personal preference. If you have too many spells, then maybe you won't want to go Siphon Life, but both obviously very, very good. Alright, and then you have Phantom Singularity, and you have a choice here. 45-second cooldown places the Phantom Singularity above the target, which consumes the life of all enemies within 15 yards, dealing a certain amount of damage over 60 seconds, healing you for 25% of damage done. I really like this, and you have a choice of that, or Vile Taint. Vile Taint, 20-second cooldown, cost a Soul Shard, 1.5-second cast. Unleash a Vile Explosion at target location, dealing a certain amount of damage, shadow damage over 10 seconds to 8 enemies within 10 yards, and applies Agony and Curse of Exhaustion to them. I never knew it did that. Huh. That is actually pretty cool. So RBGs, BGs, against melee and stuff, you could use Vile Taint, because, you know, it applies your Agony to them, and Curse of Exhaustion. So it applies the slow too. That is interesting. I think I'll probably go with the healing, but maybe if I do like BGs, I'll play Vile Taint. That would be good to experiment with. We have Soul Tap here. Sacrifice 5% of your Soul Leech to gain a Soul Shard. It's okay. We have Shadow Embrace, Shadow Bolt, and Drain Soul. Applies Shadow Embrace, increasing your damage to the target by 1.5% for 16 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. This would be good with the instant, you know, procs from Nightfall, in my opinion. So that's why I chose it. And because I didn't know what else to play. Grim of Sacrifice. We all know what that does. You know, you have no pet. You sacrifice your pet to deal more damage and stuff. So really, really good. Ideal. Allows your dots to hurt the target more realistically, because you have a chance to deal like additional shadow damage to them and stuff. And we have Soul Flame. When you kill a target, its soul bursts into flames, dealing 20% of spell power, shadow flame damage to all nearby targets. More PvE in my opinion. We have Soul Swap. The Holy Grail has returned, but it's a little bit different in my opinion. Cost a Soul Shard, 30-second cooldown. Off to a good start there. Applies Corruption, Agony, Unstable Affliction to the target. So back in like MUP and stuff, this was probably one of my most, like, my favorite talents. Wow, spells even. Probably one of my favorite spells to use in PvP, because what you would initially do is you would dot up the target, you know, you put Haunt on them, UA, you know, your Agony, your Corruption and everything, and then you would use Soul Swap. It would then duplicate those dots and then you could spread it onto a different target. So in arena, say if you have those dots on one target, right, and you have no dots on another target, you can duplicate those dots onto the second target, which is so big. It is so much fun to use, man. And this kind of like, and it would duplicate like all of your dots. So say if you have like Haunt, UA, Agony and Corruption, it will duplicate all of those onto the next target, I'm pretty sure. But how this works is kind of like the Priest talent that they have now in Shadowlands, where they use it and it applies like a certain amount of dots to the target, like Devour Plague, you know, what's it? Your like Shadow Word, Pain and stuff onto the target. So it's kind of like that, like this, you know, Shadow Priest spell or the talent they have. So it's really good. I am definitely going to be, you know, playing this. I like the sound of it. It works a little bit differently than how it used to, I'm pretty sure. But again, it's still really strong. It allows you to get your dots off very, very quickly. You have Sacrilegious Dark Strike, which is a legendary right now in Shadowlands. Corruption damage increased by 15%. And each time it deals damage, any of your curses active on the target are extended by 2 seconds. So it's really, really good. Works well with Absolute Corruption, I'm pretty sure, because I think they do stack. So if you don't, like, you don't have to play them both together. You could play Siphon Life and still have the extra damage from Sacrilegious Dark Strike for your Corruption. So it's still really good. You have Withering Bolt, Shadow Bolt, and Drain Soul deal 7% increased damage per dot you have on the target. So that's going to be big for the big Shadow Bolt build. You have Harvester of Souls. Each time Corruption deals damage, it has a 7% chance to deal 16% of spell power, shadow damage to the target, and heal you for 100% of the damage dealt. It just didn't sound that interesting for like the build I'm going for, so that's why I didn't pick it. Have Death Bolt. I know a load of people want Death Bolt, but I have to spend so many points to get to it, and it costs 3 soul shards that I'm just thinking in my head, do I really want to play it? Yes, if you're with like a priest or something, it could be cool to play and everything, but I don't really like Death Bolt that much, if I'm completely honest. Sometimes it hits hard, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe you have to experiment with it, but I don't know, it's up to you there. Soul Rot, we actually have a Night Fae ability, which is good. We have Soul Rot here, so the Covenant ability, really happy with that. We all know what it does, right? It's just really nice to have. This is kind of like a must in my opinion, so really, really strong. We have Haunt, which is a talent as well. 15-second cooldown, 1.5-second cast, allows you to deal 10% additional damage to the target for 18 seconds. And then if the target dies, the cooldown is reset. So this is good for like single target damage. We have Dark Glare, which is a talent now, and everything like that. 2-minute cooldown. You know, it does damage, extends the duration of your dots and everything on all enemies and everything like that. So it's really good. This is kind of a must as well. If we move on down, we have Death Dealer. Spending a soul shard has a 5% chance to make your next Death Bolt to have no cost and be instant cast. If you go Death Bolt, sure. You have Malfic Wrath. Malfic Rapture increases the damage of your Shadow Bolt and Drain Soul by 20% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. I think it's pretty cool. Just allows you to deal more damage with your Shadow Bolt and Drain Soul. And obviously I'm going big Shadow Bolt build, so that's kind of a must in a sense. You have Decaying Soul Satchel. Each time, each target affected by Soul Rot increases your haste and critical strike by X amount for 8 seconds. It's kind of like Unity Legendary in a sense. The one for if you're Night Fae for Warlocks. So it's really good. Like it's called Decaying Soul Satchel anyway. We have Deliberate Malice. Malfic Rapture's damage is increased by 25%, and each cast extends the duration of Corruption, Agony, and Unstable Affliction by 2 seconds. This is actually good, but now that I think about it, you probably don't want Pandemic Invocation if you play this one. Because the way Pandemic Invocation works is you want to be refreshing your dots when they're about to expire, essentially, to get the so it could deal more damage and stuff, and give you the chance to grant you a soul shard. So maybe you actually don't want to play Deliberate Malice or this one. Like, you pick one or the other maybe, because obviously Malfic Rapture extends your dots, so they will last longer on the target. So it's up to you. I kind of overlooked that, so yeah, maybe you would have to experiment. Again, this is not a final build anyway. Seize Vitality. Haunt deals 10% additional damage when the Haunt spell ends or is dispelled. The soul returns to you, healing 50% of the damage done it did to the target. This is pretty cool, but probably, I don't know. It's pretty cool, but I just don't have enough points. Wrath of Consumption, Corruption, and Agony each grant a application of Wrath of Consumption. When a target dies, increases all periodic damage dealt by 3% for 30 seconds, second 5 times. More of a PvE talent. We have Antor and Plating. Dark Glare increases its damage by an additional 3% for each dot active on the target. Oh, each dot. effect active. Huh. Dark glare lasts an additional 5 seconds. What happens if you have loads of dots out? Is your dark glare just going to be OP? Or is it active on the one target? That's interesting, actually. It's more of a PV one, probably, but it's kind of cool. Plus, your dark glare can get banished, so hey-ho. Wilfred Sigil of Superior Summoning. Each soul shard you spend reduces the cooldown of Summon Dark Glare. Your Infernal. And I guess you don't get this as demo. Makes sense because it's Affliction specific. Wait, Summon Infernal. Wait, now I'm confused. Summon Dark Glare and Summon Infernal. But then we don't have Infernal as Affliction. I have no idea then. Maybe you get it as Destro? We'll look at that soon. Then we have Haunted Soul. Your Haunt spell also increases damage of your dots to all targets by 20% while active. This is really good, but it's just too many points to spend. We have Calamitious Crescendo, however you say that. While Agony, Corruption, and Unstable Affliction are active, your Shadow Bolt has a 30% chance to make a Drained Soul. Oh, and your Drained Soul has a 20% chance to make your next Malfric Rapture cost no soul shards and cast instantly. So you just get instant cast Malfric Raptures, which is cool. You know, you have a chance to have that. Creeping Death, and it obviously works good with Nightfall because you're getting a load of Shadow Bolts out. Creeping Death, your Agony, Corruption, Siphon Life, and Unstable Affliction will deal their full damage 15% faster. I just like the idea of this. I like the idea of just having Creeping Death, I'm completely honest. And the last one, Pact of Nathrazim. Deathbolt extends your dots on the target by 4 seconds before applying its damage. So those are the Affliction Warlock talents. I think it's pretty cool. There's definitely some things you want to be going, and there's stuff you can try out. I think this is a solid build, but I kind of overlooked Pandemic Invocation and Deliberate Malice. But man, this is really, really cool. But we're going to jump into the Destro talents now, then finish off with the demo talents. This is a long video, but obviously you can skip to certain parts of the video. So let's go to the Destruction Warlock talents. Alright, so kicking things off at the top here, you have Chaos Bolt, which we all know. Standard Chaos Bolt, which is good, so you have to start off by picking that. You have Conflagrate, again, really good. You know, if you use this, reduce the cast time of your next Incinerate or Chaos Bolts by 30% for 10 seconds. Generates 5 Soul Shard Fragments. This is really, really cool. Instant damage. Allows you to get your Chaos Bolts or Incinerate so faster, which is good. You have a choice here. You either get to choose Havoc or you get to choose Mayhem. Mayhem, your single target spells have a 25% chance to strike a nearby enemy for 60% of normal initial damage. This is more PvE in a sense. I guess you could use it in 2s and stuff, but I just like standard old Havoc. That's kind of what I can like doing, you know, Havoc, Mortal Coil, you can chuck your Chaos Bolts out and stuff, so that's what I like going. 30-second cooldown as well. You have Rain of Fire here, cost 3 Soul Shards. I mean, I don't know. I do want to play it because it's good if you're against like rogues and stuff. They're in stealth. Maybe you chuck Rain of Fire down or something. So maybe I will pick it up. But I've just kind of experimented with this build right now. It's probably not what I'm going to be going at all if I play Destro right. But it's kind of something I've been like working on in a sense. We have Pyrogenics. Enemies affected by your Rain of Fire take 5% increased damage from your fire spells. This is more PvE. We have Reverse Entropy. Your spells have a chance to grant you 15% haste for 8 seconds, which is really, really good. I love haste, as you guys know, so this is just ideal. You have Internal Combustion. Chaos Bolt consumes up to 5 seconds of immolate's damage over time effect on your target, instantly dealing that much. So every time you Chaos Bolt, it's going to deal quite a bit of damage from your immolate and stuff. So that's okay, but I just like the haste, man. Backdraft, Conflagrate reduces the cast time of your next Incinerate or Chaos Bolts by 30%, maximum of 2 charges, I think. Wait, Flash over 4. I don't know why it's saying that. You have quite a few stacks. It should be 2, I think. Maybe up to 4. I can't remember the exact amount, but it's just really good to have. Allows you to get your Chaos Bolts and everything out a lot faster, so you can pump on the damage. You have improved Conflagrate. Grants an additional charge of Conflagrate. Again, giving you more backdrafts. then allowing you to deal get your care spots and everything out faster. It's a choice here though. You can choose between improved conflagrate and roaring blaze. Roaring blaze I've always liked as well, so it's a tough one here, because what roaring blaze does is it allows your immolate, incinerate, and conflagrate. It allows them to deal 25% more damage for 8 seconds, so it's really, really good, like, to the target. So that is nice to have too. So it's up to you here. I guess if you want to deal more damage, like get care spots out faster, I mean, then you play improved conflagrate. If you want just standard consistent damage, then maybe you want to play roaring blaze, I guess. Combusting engine conflagrate increases your remaining immolate damage by 8% until immolate expires or is refreshed. That's pretty cool in my opinion. It's just nice to have. You have Soulfire. It's kind of like, I put a point there because I didn't want to put a point in Soulfire, really. The Soulfire is a 4-second cast. Yeah, that's right. 45-second cooldown too, so there's more PvE. Burns the enemy soul, dealing 420% of spell power, which is good. Don't get me wrong, really good. Fire damage and applying immolate. So it applies immolate and deals quite a bit of damage. Generates a soul shard too. So it is good, but I just feel like combusting engine's probably better to put a point in. You have Pandemonium, or you have Cry Havoc. So Pandemonium, Havoc lasts 3 seconds longer, and Mayhem. Oh, you can't see on the screen. Sorry about that. There we go. Havoc lasts 3 seconds longer, and Mayhem has a additional 10% chance to trigger. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah, I just think, you know, the longer Havoc and everything is pretty good. Not really sure what Mayhem does exactly, now I think about it. But okay. We have Cry Havoc. When care spell damages a target affected by Havoc, it explodes, dealing 50% of spell power damage to enemies within 8 yards. I just think that's more PvE or maybe like RBGs or something, but Pandemonium seems a little bit better if you want to focus on like 2 targets and stuff. Improved Immolate. You can't see it on the screen. Sorry about that. Increase the duration of Immolate by 6 seconds. You can put 2 points in there. So I think it's pretty decent for the Immolate damage and stuff. Just put it on the target. It's going to last a little bit longer. You don't have to play this though. You could definitely put points somewhere else. We have the choice between Inferno or... Oh, wait. I can't see. I guess Inferno and Cataclysm. Inferno... it's like the same as it was. So Rain of Fire damage is increased by 20%. And has 20% chance to generate a Soul Shard fragment. And then you have Cataclysm. 30-second cooldown. 2-second cast. Call forth a Cataclysm at the target location. Doing 180% of spell power. Shadow Flame damage to all enemies within 8 yards. And affecting them with Immolate. So that's obviously really, really good. I want to put a point in Cataclysm because I like playing it. It's just, you know, what do I drop? Because, you know, I could go and get Rain of Fire, but then I have to get Pyrogenics, and then I have to get a Cataclysm. I could maybe drop Combusting Engine, but then, I don't know. I just think it's probably not worth going down that route, but you also have to see in Dragonflight. Have Channel Demon Fire. I wasn't really sure about whether I should get this or not, if I'm completely honest. Maybe there's better ones to grab, but I just got it anyway. 25-second cooldown, launches 15 bolts of foul fire over 3 seconds at random targets affected by your Immolate within 40 yards. Each bolt deals 19.36% of spell power fire damage to the target and 7.7% of spell power fire damage to all nearby enemies. I just thought it'd be cool to, you know, deal more damage with this, get a little bit more burst damage out maybe, or maybe some AoE, but I don't know, it's completely up to you. You have Shadow Burn, which is cool. I would kind of view this as an execute, if I'm completely honest. I know there's some people who like to do Shadow Burn only builds instead of Carespalt, but I personally would probably use this as an execute instead of just casting Carespalt to finish the target off. 12-second recharge, 2 charges. It costs a Soul Shard per charge. And blast target for 160% of spell power. Shadow Flame damage granting 50% critical strike chance on targets that have 20% or less health. Restores 1 soul shard and refunds a charge if the target dies within 5 seconds. This is basically execute for warlocks. We have Decimation. You incinerate and conflagrate cast on targets that have 50% or less health. Reduce the cooldown of Soulfire by 5 seconds. I'm not playing Soulfire. I just wouldn't play it, I don't think. Rolling Havoc. Each time your spells duplicate to a Havoc target, getting 1% increased damage for 8 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. So 10% increased damage, which is okay, but I don't know. Maybe could work in 2s, but It's a hard one, you know. Fire and Brimstone Incinerate now hits all enemies near your target for 7% damage. I mean, RPGs could be funny to use this and stuff, especially when paired up with Decimating Bolt, because your Incinerates are going to hit for a lot, so it could definitely work. But you have to put a couple points there, I'm pretty sure, so it's just a case of, you know, what do you drop? Chaos Shards, when you fill up a Soul Shard, you have a X amount of percent. Don't know what it actually is. Chance to generate an additional full Soul Shard over 2 seconds. I think that's cool, because, you know, you're just able to get your Soul Shards back and everything a lot quicker, and that allows you to get more Chaos Bolts out. So I think it's cool for Soul Shard regen. We have Flashpoint here. I wasn't sure if I should go with this or not, but anyhow, here it is. When your Immolate deals periodic damage to a target above 80% health, gain 4% haste for 10 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. I think this is more like raiding and stuff, right? But it could work in Arena, maybe, and RPGs. If you're just putting Immolate on everybody, you could get a load of haste. So it's up to you, but hey ho, there's Flashpoint. We have Backlash, increases your critical strike chance by 2%. Physical attacks against you have a 12% chance to make your next Incinerate instant cast. This effect can only occur once every 6 seconds. I mean, I don't know. If you're against like melee and stuff, you could get like Decimating Bolt and get your Incinerates out quicker, and you get loads of like Incinerates out, but I don't know, man. Some people might like this, but the build I've kind of gone is kind of what I might play. Conflagrate and Shadowburn have a 50% chance to guarantee your next cast with the ability to critically strike and increase its damage by your critical strike chance. God, man, I'm just all over the place today. I apologize for that. So it's pretty good. So if you can Conflagrate or Shadowburn before you use your Shadow what's this called again? Your Shadowburn. Sorry. Wait. So if you use your first Shadowburn before you next Shadowburn, it's guaranteed to make it critically strike. Or if you can Conflagrate before you Shadowburn, it's going to critically strike. That's pretty cool. It's just good. It allows you to guarantee it to critically strike. Raging Demon Fire. Channel Demon Fire fires an additional 2 bolts. Each bolt increases the remaining duration of Immolate on all targets by 0.2 seconds. It's okay. Ruin increases the damage of Conflagrate, Channel Demon Fire, Shadowburn, and Soulfire by 10%. It's just bonus damage that you could play. I did have a point in this earlier, I think, but then I went with like a different one. I think I played Chaos Incarnate instead, but I really like this because obviously if you play this one, Improve Conflagrate, you get an additional charge, so this actually would come in quite handy, if I'm completely honest. So it might be good to have, but it's all about, you know, where do you put the points, right? Chaos Bolt increases the damage you deal to the target by 10% for 7 seconds. Really good. 2 points in there. You're just able to deal more damage after you Chaos Bolt with the enemy. So it's really, really good. Ashen Remains. Chaos Bolt and Incinerate deal 10% increased damage to targets affected by Immolate. Again, bigger Chaos Bolts. Grim Elf Sack. Don't really want to sack my pet as Destro, if I'm completely honest. So that's why I wouldn't play it. You got Infernal. Infernal's a talent now. Obviously, really, really good to have. Stuns enemies, you know, does damage, stuff like that to them, which is good. We have Embers of the Diabolic. Incinerate now generates 100% additional Soul Shard fragments. Just for Soul Shard regen. That's why I played, I'm playing it. Really, really good. That's why I chose it there. Ritual of Ruin. Every 15 seconds spent grants Ritual of Ruin, making your next Chaos Bolt or Rain of Fire consume no Soul Shards and have its cast time reduced by 50%. So, it's not instant. It's a 50% cast now. I don't know if this is the way to go, but it has to be, right? So, it's not instant Chaos Bolts anymore, or Rain of Fire. It's just a 50%. Well, Rain of Fire will be, right? But Chaos Bolt won't be instant. So, I don't know, man. I think it'd be good still. It just makes your Chaos Bolt faster. And I picked it so I could go down here. Burn, because I really wanted Avatar of Destruction. I'll talk about that in a second. So we have Burn to Ashes. Chaos Bolt and Rain of Fire increases the damage of your next 2 Incinerates by 30%. Stacks up to 4 times. I just thought, after you've done Chaos Bolting, if you had Decimating Bolt, you can get... So you could chunk them down with Chaos Bolt and then finish them off with, like, Incinerates and then into, like, a Shadow Burn or something. That's what I was thinking. I know quite a few people would just play this one, Master Ritualist. Ritual of Ruin requires 2 less Soul Shards spent to obviously get this Ritual of Ruin here. So instead of it being... I think there's 2 points you put in that. So it'll actually be quite a lot less. Good to have. Instead of it being 15 soul shards, it'd be less, which is good. So I don't know, it's up to you there, but I just thought Burn to Ashes sounded quite cool. Madness of the Azir Cure, which is the legendary Care Spot, increases damage of your Care Spot by 25%, reduces the cast time of Care Spot by 20% for 4 seconds. Rain of Fire increases damage of Rain of Fire by 25% for 4 seconds. Shadow Burn increases the damage of Shadow Burn by 25% for 4 seconds. So it all depends on what spell you use and stuff, right? So it's really cool that they've done that. Instead of it just being strictly Care Spot and stuff, you also have like Rain of Fire and Shadow Burn if you want to use that. So it works for both PvP and PvE, which is cool. It's really good. Power Overwhelming. Consuming Soul Shard increases your mastery by 0.5% for 10 seconds. For each Soul Shard spent, gaining a stack does not refresh the duration. I don't really like that. You have Infernal Brand. Your Infernal melee attacks cause its target to take 15% increased damage from its immolation, stacking up to 15 times. It's literally a conduit right now in Shadowlands. Really good to have. I do want points in there, but I just don't have any points to spend right now. We have Crashing Chaos. Summon Infernal reduces the Soul Shard cost of your next 3 casts of Care Spell, Shadow Burn, or Rain of Fire by 1. I don't want to play that, if I'm completely honest. Yeah. I don't know. Sounds cool, but probably more PvE. Yeah, you choose one here. You have Reign of Chaos. While your initial Inferno is active, every Soul Shard you spend has a 15% chance to summon an additional Inferno that lasts 8 seconds. I really wanted to find enough points to go down here, man. I really did. Because it just works so well with Infernal Brand as well, right? And then you have Wilfred's Sigil of Superior Summoning. Each Soul Shard you spend reduces the cooldown of Summon Infernal by 1.5 seconds. I would personally pick Reign of Chaos here for PvP. I just love the idea of that. It works so well on Shadowlands and stuff, but I don't have enough points to spend. Chaos Incarnate, Care Spell, Rain of Fire, and Shadow Burn always gains maximum benefit of your mastery and chaotic energy. So if you have a lot of mastery, then it's going to work out a ton. Maybe you don't want this for PvP, because you want to probably go like Haste Verse or something. So maybe you could swap that out, put the point in Ruin instead, probably. Or maybe 1 point Infernal Brand. I don't really know, but it's up to you. And then we have Avatar of Destruction. When Care Spell or Rain of Fire consumes a charge of Ritual Ruin, you summon a Blasphemy for 8 seconds. So it's really, really good. Obviously, that would work like hand in hand if we had like, where is it? Like Infernal Brand and stuff. But it's all good. But we're going to move on to the last spec, which is in fact Demo. As you can tell here, though, 30 out of 31 points spent. Obviously, if this is accurate, I'll probably put one in Soul Conduit like that or something, or maybe get rid of that and put it in Banish up here. But just because I'm not sure it's bugged, I just left it at 30 out of 31 because I'm not sure if obviously the Affliction one's bugged. But we're gonna go move on to the last one, which is Destra now. So let's do it. Alright guys, I actually meant to say Demonology. I apologize for that. But here we are with the Demonology Warlock talent trees. This is actually very interesting. So we start off with Cool Dreadstalkers, standard Cool Dreadstalkers that we have right now in Shadowlands. 2 Soul Shards, 20-second cooldown. We summon 2 Dreadstalkers that attack the target for 12 seconds. Underneath that, we have Dreadlash. When your Dreadstalkers charge into battle, their Dreadbite attack now hits all targets within 8 yards and deals 25% more damage. This is really, really good for both PvP and PvE. The build I've kind of like created here is a Demon Bolt build, so we'll cover that. So I obviously go over the talents there. We have Foul Commando. Your Foul Guard deals 10% more damage and takes 10% less damage. Your pets die quite a lot, so I thought that is just ideal. And Demonology is all about pets and stuff, so I thought it'd be good to have. Obviously, I'm going with the Demon Bolt build, though, so we want big, juicy Demon Bolt. So we have Demon Bolt here, which is nice. Moving down, we have Shadow Bolt, Shadow's Bite, even. When you summon Dreadstalkers fade away, they increase the damage of your Demon Bolt by 10% for 8 seconds. So, again, empowers my Demon Bolt, so huge there. We have a choice here between Soul Strike, which is what we have now. You command your Foul Guard to run to the target, basically, and deal a load of damage, 10-second cooldown, which is decent. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It just says command your Foul Guard to strike into the soul of its enemy. It might still have the charge. I'm not really sure, actually, now I think about it. But again, it's kind of what we have now. Then summon Vile Fiend, 1 Soul Shard, and that's what it costs. 45-second cooldown. Summon a Vile Fiend to fight for you for the next 15 seconds. I really like Vile Fiend. I also like Soul Strike. If the charge isn't there for Soul Strike anymore, then I would probably go with Vile Fiend, but I'd have to see, obviously. we have a choice here. Do we, actually? Yeah, we do. Okay, so we have a choice here between Demonic Strength. So, infuse your Foul Guard with Demonic Strength and command it to charge your target and unleash a Foulstorm that deal 400% increased damage, minute cooldown. I really like that. And obviously with Foul Commander, your Foul Guard deals more damage anyway, so it was really, really nice. And then you have Bardscourge Bombers, probably more PvE. I know people use this in PvP as well. Costs 2 Soul Shards, 30-second cooldown. You know, it basically puts like bats in one area that AoEs everybody down. So, up to you what you want to go there. We have From the Shadows, Dreadbite causes the target to take 20% additional Shadow Flame damage from you for the next 12 seconds. I just thought, you know, it's just really nice for the Demon Bolt build. They take more damage from me, Shadow Flame damage, so I'll be able to do a ton more damage to that target, which is good for burst. We have Foul Might, reduces the cooldown of Foulstorm by 10 seconds, I'm guessing it means. So, I just thought it'd be nice for my pet, really. And it allows me to go down to Foul Sunder, which I'll talk about later. We have Foul and Steel, Foulstorm, and Dreadbite deal 20% additional damage. I just thought, you know, it's good for both my Foul Guard and my Dreadstalkers. We have Carnivorous Stalkers. Your Dreadstalkers attacks have a 10% chance to trigger an additional Dreadbite. A 10% chance is quite low. It's good to obviously have if you play... Where is it? This one. Because you get more Dreadstalkers, but that's all good. Born of Blood, Hand of Gul'dan has a 15% chance to generate a charge of Demonic Core. Obviously, Demonic Core is really good because we want those instant Demon Bolts. So, I just thought it's a must here. Implosion, it's up to you. I guess if you know how to use Implosion, you want to use it. It's up to you here. But I personally just want to focus strictly on the big one-shots. So, that's why I haven't gone with it. We also have... And obviously, I'm going with... Where is it? This one down here, so I kind of need all my minions out, if that makes sense, like my wild imps and stuff. I'll go over that in a minute though. Power Siphon, really good. It works the same as it always used to, I'm pretty sure. 30-second cooldown, instant cast, instantly sacrifices up to 2 wild imps, generating 2 charges of Demonic Core. That causes a Demon Bolt to deal 30% additional damage. So it just empowers my you know, my Demon Bolts give me instant cast and allows them to do more damage. Obviously pairs well with Decimating Bolt too, so it is really, really strong. We have Inner Demons. You passively summon a wild imp to fight for you for every 12 seconds and have a 10% chance to also summon an additional demon to fight for you for 15 seconds. They work hand in hand, so that's why I'm playing them together. And we have Demonic Calling. We have Shadow Bolt, so Demon Bolt. And wait, what? This is confusing right now. Has a 10% chance to make your next cool Dreadstalkers cost 2 fewer Soul Shards and have no cast time. Okay, I don't really want that if I'm completely honest. It could be decent, but no, in my opinion. I would rather put the points somewhere else, but you never know, man. Grimoire Foul Guard works the same as it always used to. 2-minute cooldown, cost a Soul Shard, summons a Foul Guard who attacks the target for 17 seconds. That deals 25% increased damage, and it will stun their targets once it gets there, like the target. So, really good. It's just an extra stun, and another pet deals a load of damage to that target, which is nice. We have Foul Sunder, which I was talking about earlier. Each time Foul Storm deals damage, it increases the damage the target takes from you and your pets by 2% for 8 seconds, up to 10%. I know that this is more of a PvE type thing, but I can see it working in like RBGs unless they kill your pet quite quickly. So maybe you actually don't want the point there, and maybe you want to put it into something else like Nether Portal. That might be a little bit better actually now I think about it. But I just thought Foulstorm, right? We have Demonic Strength, and he also has his own Foulstorm, so that's 2 Foulstorms. So maybe you could, I don't know. I just thought the pet increase, like the damage that they take from you and your pets, is just good to have, because I want to deal as much damage to the one target as possible. So I'll be able to hit him more with my Demon Bolts, and my pets are going to deal more damage to them. You know, every time my Foul Guard uses Foulstorm, so if I use 2 Foulstorms, that's going to be quite a bit of damage the enemy's going to take from me and my pets. So I think it's pretty cool, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. Demonic Meteor, Hand of Gul'dan, deal 5% additional damage and has a 5% chance to per Soul Shard spent of refunding a Soul Shard. This is really nice to have for Soul Shard regen, but I didn't put a point into it. We have Doom here. I went with Doom so we could like work our way down and stuff. It's just a dot you can put on the target and stuff, and, you know, its damage generates a soul shard, but, you know, that's after 20 seconds, so, you know, after 20 seconds, you just start getting the soul shards and stuff. Grim Inquisitor's Dread Calling. Each soul shard spent on Hand of Gul'dan increases damage of your next Dreadstalkers by 4%. I mean, this is okay, probably for... No, this could definitely work for big Dreadstalker build, now that I see. So if you want to go big Dreadstalker and stuff, you can play that. Bloodbound Imps, the chance of receiving a demonic call from a wild imp is increased by 5% or 10% when imploded. I'm not playing implosions, so obviously didn't go down that route. Bell Spider's Burning Core. Shadow Bolt increases the damage of your Demon Bolt by 50%, stacking up to 4 times. Last 20 seconds. This is good for that big decimating bolt one shot. We have Imp Gang Boss. Summon a wild imp has a 5% chance to summon an Imp Gang Boss instead. When imploded, an Imp Gang Boss will summon a wild imp. This is cool, because I'm wondering what the Imp Gang Boss will be like. So it's cool to experiment with, probably, but the safer option is probably to go, like, down the route I'm going. We have Kazakh's Final Curse. Doom deals 5% increased damage per pet you have active. So the more pets, obviously, the more damage Doom's going to deal, so... That's quite cool. Maybe you don't even want to be playing Doom, but I did for the points and stuff. Rip Through the Portal. Cool Dreadstalkers have a 100% chance to summon an additional Dreadstalker. I just thought this is good when paired with like Foul Sunder and stuff. It's just additional damage that I have if, you know, the one shot doesn't go off or something like that. So pretty good. And it probably it probably works with Demonic Consumption too, I think. So you get a bigger Tyrant. Houndmaster's Gambit. Shadow Bolt and Demon Bolt has a 3% chance to reset the cooldown of Dreadstalkers. This is okay, but probably for PvE. Maybe it's good with like Grim Inquisitor's Dread Calling and stuff. But I don't really know if like you want to go like Dreadstalker build. And Tauren Armaments. Your Foul Guard deals 20% additional damage, which is very good. Soul Strike now deals 25% of its damage to nearby enemies, which is good, so they can cleave enemies down. I think it might change if you swap this to... Let me see. Swap this to Vile Fiend. No, it does not change. Cool. So... Huh, wait. That makes no sense, though, because you don't get Soul Strike if you don't spec into it. So maybe this would change to something different. But I have no idea how that's going to work. We have Summon Demonic Tyrant, which is obviously very good for your burst and stuff. 1.5 minute cooldown, 2-second cast. Summon Demonic Tyrant to increase the duration of all your current lesser demons by 15 seconds, which is good. Increase the damage of all of your other demons by 50% while damaging your target. So this is just really good to have. And obviously the other ones empower him, which I'll talk about later. Nether Portal, I did really want to go, but it's a 3-minute cooldown and a 2.5 second cast, and it costs a soul shard. But yet again, it could really work with your Tyrant. So, I don't know. I see this more as a PvE build, but maybe you could do like some sort of like meme one-shot build or something, and it could be really funny. So you could experiment with Nether Portal. I really do want to put a point in there and just experiment with it. So it's up to you, but I don't know. I just feel like the build I've gone might be... I don't know. I actually don't know. This could be cool. The Souls of Violation or something. Volition. Increase the duration of Nether Portal by 5 seconds. So again, pretty good. So it'd be 20 seconds. We have Sacrifice Souls. Shadow Bolt and Demon Bolt deal 4% additional damage per demon you have summoned. So really good. Allows me to deal more damage with my Demon Bolt and stuff. We have Soulbound Tyrant. Summoning your Demonic Tyrant instantly generates 3 soul shards. 2 points in there. Really good. Get soul shards when I summon him, which is good for bursts and stuff. Hand of Gul'dan has a 5% chance to cast it the second time on a target for free. More PvE in my opinion, like raiding and stuff, right? On boss fights, maybe a Mythic Plus. I put 1 point down here because I was trying to get to hold this for me. Now that I think about it, I don't know. So let me read it for you. While your Foul Guard is active, your Wild Imps and Dreadstalkers have a 7% increased haste and deal 5% additional damage. So your Imps and Dreadstalkers have a load more haste and they deal a little bit more damage. I just thought, you know, it'd be better for the pet damage and stuff, right? So it could be good to have, but I don't know. What do you think, guys? Because maybe I could drop that point and put it in Nether Portal instead, but I just feel like 7% increased haste is quite a lot and 5% additional damage too. Like, that's not bad. And you could put 2 points in there if you drop another point somewhere else. So that's why I was thinking it could be good. But maybe actually Nether Portal will work better for your big tyrant. So I don't know. It's up to you there. We have hold this for me. So this is what I was trying to experiment with. Your Falguard hurls his axe towards the target location, erupting when it lands and deals 10% of spell power. Shadow Flame damage every X amount of seconds until cancelled to nearby enemies. Okay. So it does it for a certain amount of seconds, which it doesn't say. And then, or if you cancel it. While unarmed, your Falguard's basic attacks deal damage to all nearby enemies and attacks 50% faster. I was thinking that's just cool, man. I don't know if it hurls its current weapon. I'm guessing so. So if you had it transmogged to something else, right? If you have like the glyph of whatever, he might just hurl like the one it already had. So it could be like kind of cool to see it like chuck different weapons around. But oh no, I think this is more PvE. Could work in the RBGs and BGs and stuff if everyone's stacked up. But I don't know. Stolen Power. When your Wild Imps cast Firebolt, you gain an application of Stolen Power. After you reach 100 applications, your next Demon Bolt deals 50% increased damage, or your next Shadow Bolt deals 100% increased damage. Okay. I probably wouldn't play that. I don't know. It's annoying because people can kill your Wild Imps, right? And everything like that. It's good to have. Because, oh, no, it's not. It's not. Now I think about it, you have to reach 100 applications, so it's probably good for PvE. Demonic Consumption. So you have a choice here between Demonic Consumption. Your Demon Commander now drains 12% of the life from your Demon Servants to empower himself, so Big Tyrant. Or you have Wilfred's Sigils of Superior Summoning. Every soul shard you spend reduces the cooldown of, I'm guessing it's your Demonic Tyrant, so that'd be good. So you get to choose there. The expendables, when your wild imps expire or die, your other demons are inspired and gain a 1% additional damage, stacking up to 10 times. So that would work good with Implosion. And then Gul'dan's Ambition. When Nether Portal ends, you summon a Pit Lord. This is why I wanted to go Nether Portal, just to try the meme out. Summons a Pit Lord that gains power based on how many soul shards were spent, up to 10 soul shards. While Nether Portal was active, this demon lasts for 10 seconds. I wonder how much that goddamn Pit Lord hits for. It could probably be banished. It could probably be, you know, Ice Novad or Frost Novad or whatever, slowed, etc. But the potential's there, man. The potential is there. But I really hope you enjoyed today's video. That was me breaking down the talent trees, the Dragonflight talent trees for Warlock. Sorry that I misspoke a lot of the times, man. I'm just tired today, I think. Well, tonight, so yeah. I really like what they've done, though. It seems interesting. It's a bit underwhelming in a sense, because it's like just a mismatch of conduits and legendary powers and stuff, and just, you know, spells that we already have. But at the same time, I mean, it's pretty cool. Again, if I do have an extra point, I'll probably put it in Soul Conduit or Banish, but I would probably need to mess around with these a lot more, because, you know, increases you and your pet's maximum health by 6%. I probably want that. This is just what I've gone standard for all 3 specs, just to make it look the same, really. I haven't really touched these for all 3 specs. It's kind of like my Affliction one in a sense. But yeah, I'm really excited for this, because we have a load of, you know, burst damage and everything, it seems, for all 3 specs. We have spells returning, like Dimensional Rift, which I'm really excited for. We have Soul Swap, really, really looking forward to that. I would have liked to see other talents come back, like other spells, like, I don't know, Instant Cast, Shadow Fury, would have been insane. You could add like Blood Fury, when like, I think it's called Blood Fury. It's the one where melee, when they attack you, right, they get feared and stuff, has a chance to get feared or whatever. I don't know, kill Jaden's Cunning would have been cool to see for like Destro. Wild Imps, man, like the actual Wild Imps, the spell that you could use. Oh, Metamorphosis, right, there's so much you could have for demo and stuff, but obviously Demon Hunters are in the game, so we can't really have meta. But man, I remember back in MUP and stuff. MUP was just a really fun time for me, in my opinion, for PvP. Like, it was just so nice. But I'm going to sidetrack, guys. This was my, like, reaction in a sense to the talents and stuff. I really like it. I can't wait for Dragonflight, really. That's all I can say. But I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Obviously, if you did, make sure you smash the like button, man. And comment down below. Let me know what you're most excited for. Which spec do you think is going to play best in PvP? Or... you know, what one are you looking forward to, trying the most out and stuff like that? And subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy it. I want to try and hit 5k subs by the end of the year, so obviously help me out a ton if you did that. And don't forget to check out my social media links in the description down below. And have yourself a really nice day. Click that bell notification button to know when I post a new video. And I've been Xrathis, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. So, peace!